All right, let's dive into something that's been brewing in the political sphere, the ongoing saga of DHS funding. And let me tell you, it's a mess. But what makes this really interesting is how it's not just a partisan standoff. It's a multi-layered conflict with everyone from Democrats to Republicans, and even Trump throwing wrenches into the works. Personally, I think this situation is a perfect example of how even the most critical government functions can get caught in the crossfire of ideological battles. Here's the deal. The Department of Homeland Security has been shut down for over 5 weeks. 5 weeks. That's not just a bureaucratic hiccup. It's a full-blown crisis. And the reason it's still shut down? ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Democrats are demanding reforms to ICE before they'll agree to fund it, while Republicans are split between those who see this as a capitulation and those who just want to get the government running again. What many people don't realize is that ICE isn't just a single entity. It's a sprawling agency with enforcement operations that are deeply controversial. So when Democrats say they want reforms, they're not just asking for a tweak. They're demanding systemic changes. Now, let's talk about the GOP's latest proposal. They suggested funding all of DHS except parts of ICE's enforcement operations, with the promise to address ICE funding later through reconciliation. Sounds like a compromise, right? Wrong. Democrats immediately rejected it, and here's why. They don't trust that the promised funding will actually materialize. From my perspective, this is where the real tension lies. It's not just about the money. It's about trust. Democrats feel like they've been burned before, and they're not willing to take another chance. And honestly, can you blame them? Politics is all about leverage, and right now, Democrats feel like they've got the upper hand. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Some Republicans are framing this as a surrender to Democrats, while others are skeptical that the reconciliation process will deliver on its promises. One thing that immediately stands out is how fractured the GOP is on this issue. You got senators like Josh Hawley saying they don't want to defund ICE, while others like Rick Scott are questioning why they're even having this debate when federal workers are going unpaid. And then there's Trump, who's basically saying he's not happy with any deal they come up with. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a party that's struggling to find a unified voice, and that's a big problem when you're trying to negotiate. What this really suggests is that the issue goes beyond just funding DHS. It's about the future of ICE, the role of immigration enforcement in this country, and the deeper ideological divides that are tearing both parties apart. Personally, I think this is a moment where we're seeing the limits of compromise in American politics. When even a narrow deal can't get off the ground, it raises a deeper question. Can our political system still function in the face of such polarization? And let's not forget the Save America Act, which has become a lightning rod in this debate. Conservatives are skeptical that it'll survive the Senate's bird bath, and the House Freedom Caucus is calling the whole thing gaslighting. A detail I find fascinating is how this act has become a symbol of the larger battle within the GOP, between the establishment and the more hardline factions. It's not just about policy. It's about power and who gets to define the party's future. So what does this leave us? Honestly, it feels like we're at a stalemate. Democrats are holding firm on IC reforms. Republicans are divided. And Trump is, well, Trump. What makes this situation so frustrating is that it's not just about politics. It's about real people. Federal workers are going without pay, and the services DHS provides are essential to national security. If you ask me, this is a failure of leadership on both sides. They're so focused on scoring points that they're losing sight of the bigger picture. In my opinion, the only way out of this mess is for both sides to take a step back and think about what's really at stake. Is it worth shutting down a critical government agency just to score a political win? I don't think so. But here's the thing. I'm not holding my breath. The way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if this shutdown drags on for weeks, if not months. And that's a sobering thought. So what do you think? Is this just another chapter in the never-ending partisan drama? Or is there a way out of this mess? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this analysis interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of politics. Because one thing's for sure, it's never boring.